Drive to Survive has faced significant backlash in recent days, mainly due to its tendency to distort reality and overlook crucial moments from the 2024 season. Max Verstappen has been vocal in the past about his dislike for the show, but now he has reignited the debate once again after reacting to an image of himself at the Miami Grand Prix. With all this controversy, is Drive to Survive actually damaging Formula One's image? And if so, what can be done to make it more appealing to both new and longtime fans? There's no denying that Drive to Survive is a divisive series due to the way it presents certain narratives that don't align with what truly happened on track. This issue became even more evident following Norris' victory in Miami, a race where Verstappen was actively involved in the celebrations. There are multiple pictures of the two partying after the race, with Verstappen even publicly stating how happy he was for Norris achieving his first win. However, the show paints a completely different picture of Verstappen, portraying him in a far more negative light than reality suggests. The series edited clips from Verstappen's reaction at the Dutch Grand Prix and overlaid them with Jenson Button's voice, suggesting that Verstappen was unwilling to accept Norris as a true competitor. In reality, this narrative was manufactured purely for dramatic effect. Verstappen himself responded to this by saying, "Apparently, I was very sad after Miami. I literally had the best time ever on Sunday." As mentioned earlier, this isn't the first time Verstappen has criticized the show for fabricating drama. His previous comments from 2023 already explain why he isn't a fan of the series, and his most recent reaction shows that his stance hasn't changed. When asked if he remains the show's biggest critic, Verstappen opted to remain silent, a move that speaks volumes about his unchanged opinion. It's understandable that Drive to Survive needs to add an extra layer of excitement to make Formula One more engaging for newer audiences. At the end of the day, it is a television show meant to entertain. However, there is a fine line between enhancing drama and outright distorting reality, and it seems that the latter is becoming a significant problem. Many fans have expressed frustration over the misleading portrayal of Verstappen, with some stating that it's precisely why they either avoid the show or refuse to take it seriously. Unfortunately, this issue extends far beyond Verstappen, as several other key storylines from the 2024 season have been misrepresented or ignored entirely. Take, for example, the portrayal of George Russell's role at Mercedes following the signing of Antonelli. The show heavily emphasized Russell stepping into a leadership role, but one glaring omission stood out: his disqualification. Russell executed a brilliant one-stop strategy and showcased incredible defensive driving against Hamilton. However, his car was found to be underweight, resulting in a disqualification. Despite this, the show conveniently left out this crucial detail, presenting Russell as the undisputed winner of the Belgian Grand Prix. While Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff maintained that the disqualification didn't alter his perception of Russell's leadership abilities, the reality remains that Hamilton was the official winner of the race. Ignoring this fact only further diminishes the credibility of Drive to Survive. Beyond these misleading portrayals, several major stories from the 2024 season weren't even covered in the latest season of Drive to Survive. The most significant of these is Adrian Newey's departure from Red Bull and his subsequent move to Aston Martin. This move has sparked speculation that Verstappen himself may follow suit in 2026 when the new regulations take effect. Despite the magnitude of this development, the show barely touched upon it. While some attention was given to the internal struggles within Red Bull, the series failed to properly address how those tensions led to key figures like Newey, Wheatley, and Courtney leaving the team. Furthermore, the show didn't give Newey the recognition he deserves. As one of the greatest minds in Formula One history, his departure marks a seismic shift in the sport. Fans deserved a more in-depth look at his reasoning for leaving Red Bull after more than 2 decades, as well as insight into his role at Aston Martin and the nature of his new contract. These are the types of stories that true F1 fans want to see covered, yet Drive to Survive completely missed the mark. Another major oversight was Oliver Bearman's debut in Saudi Arabia. This race was a defining moment for the young driver, proving to the world that he is a future star in Formula One. Not only did Bearman impress with his performance, but he also made history by becoming the only rookie to score points with 2 different teams in a single season, securing points for Haas and Baku as well. Despite this remarkable achievement, the show barely acknowledged his impact, instead choosing to focus on manufactured rivalries and exaggerated drama. It's becoming increasingly clear that many fans are growing frustrated with the direction Drive to Survive is taking. Social media platforms like X are flooded with criticism from viewers who feel the show has lost its authenticity. While some may argue that simply not watching the show is an option, the reality is that Drive to Survive remains one of the most influential pieces of media shaping public perception of Formula One. There are still countless casual viewers who rely solely on this show for their understanding of the sport, which makes its misleading narratives even more concerning. Nobody is denying the impact Drive to Survive has had on the growth of Formula One. The series has played a significant role in bringing new fans into the sport by offering a behind-the-scenes look into the lives of drivers. However, taking creative liberties to this extent does more harm than good. Adding dramatic flair is one thing, but completely rewriting history for the sake of entertainment is a dangerous precedent. For comparison, the show previously exaggerated the tension between Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo at McLaren. While their dynamic was somewhat strained, Netflix amplified it to an unrealistic degree. At least in that case, there was some factual basis to the rivalry. But with recent portrayals, such as the fabricated Verstappen narrative and the omission of Russell's disqualification, the show is venturing into pure fiction. Additionally, there were numerous moments that deserved proper coverage but were instead sidelined. For instance, Lewis Hamilton's first win with Mercedes at Silverstone after 2021 was an emotional and historic moment for the seven-time world champion. Although the episode did briefly touch on this achievement, it failed to provide the necessary depth to convey its true significance. And then there are the stories that could shape the future of Formula One that were completely ignored. Apart from Hamilton's move to Ferrari, one of the most talked-about developments of 2024 was Newey's switch to Aston Martin. This move has fueled speculation about Verstappen's future, yet Drive to Survive saw no reason to explore it. At the very least, fans expected more coverage on the nature of Newey's contract with Aston Martin and what this means for the team moving forward. His influence on Aston Martin's operations is bound to be substantial, yet viewers were left with more questions than answers. Similarly, the show missed an opportunity to delve into Bearman's rise through the ranks and how his debut performance could impact the driver market in the coming years. As Drive to Survive continues to shift further away from reality, the frustration among fans is only going to grow. With so many viewers now calling out the show's misleading portrayals, it's clear that changes need to be made. While it's true that audiences can simply choose not to watch, the fact remains that many rely on this series as their primary source of F1 knowledge. If Drive to Survive continues down this path, it risks damaging its own credibility beyond repair. What do you think about the latest season of Drive to Survive? Do you believe these inaccuracies should be addressed more openly? Let us know in the comments below. And if you're curious about Cadillac's potential F1 lineup for 2026, be sure to check out the video on your screen now.